Hey everyone, Shawn Sav Mu, and today's episode is all about the waggle. Sav, don't laugh. Waggle is a very legitimate golf term, and if you look at JT and Sanjay Im, they both have different styles, but they're both extremely effective, and we're gonna dig right into that right now. But before we continue, again, we would love for you to subscribe to our channel.
Please leave a comment down below and give us a thumbs up.
And make sure you hit the bell so you never miss the videos.
Exactly. This is where Sav absolutely shines. She's got the JT takeaway waggle, and it confirms, because one of the things that she had a tendency of doing, which was, you know, the apple doesn't fall very far from the tree, was my tendency as well, taking the club too far inside. And if you take the club on the wrong path right out of the gate, the whole swing is compromised. So having a proper directional takeaway, and we're going to show you that and how important that is, and how easy it is as a check mark so that you become way more consistent in your golf shots. So Sav, let's do it. What's going to end our new sticks, by the way. Sav is going with the Apex Pro from the 5-iron all the way through to the pitching wedge. And then we're going to complete with the hybrids and the fairway woods. I'm going with a combo set. These Apex 21s feel unbelievable. They look like blades, they feel like blades. I'm going to go from the 4-iron to the 7-iron in the Apex 21. And they have a great combo where they're actually going to match up so that your gapping is proper. So I get the pros from the 8 to the pitching wedge. And then I've got my sand wedges. So basically from my jaws sand wedges all the way to my 8-iron, I've got that consistency factor for the blades. And since you're the tour player now,
We're working on it.
We're working on it. And then Moo's going full Apex 21s. And it's a very happy Callaway family. Now,
Thanks, Team Callaway.
Yes, thanks, Team Callaway. Now, what we're going to be talking about with you in your takeaway is JT. And JT has a wonderful routine, and it reminds me a lot of Mike Weir's old routine, and I think he still has it. He tried to get rid of that at one point because it was something that he did in practice, and then he brought it to the golf course, and he had such great success. When you win 8 PGA Tour events, including a Masters, you don't really want to touch that. You don't touch that. So let's see you perform that particular takeaway. Now you're hitting a draw, aren't you? Go ahead and set up. So to remind everyone, for draw, we're playing the ball a hair back of center. The front of the ball is basically touching the center. And we're going to the left edge of that intermediate point, and you're lining up basically square with your target. But because we're playing the ball a hair back of center, it's going to nudge it nicely into the left side. And then with, your grip club relationship is closed enough that the ball's going to come back. So show me the takeaway that matches left side of the intermediate point. So do a takeaway and stop. So that's basically, right now, you're confirming in your mind, your eyes are staying on the ball. I don't recommend that you follow the club with your eyes, because that basically unplugs you from here. Yes, and we don't want that. So when you take the club away from the ball, you're seeing the departing blur, and you've confirmed that it matches up with that. And then you come right back to the ball and execute your shot, which is, what's the execution style of your shot?
Throwing it into the picture.
You're throwing it through that arc into that picture. Fantastic. So let's see you do it from A to Z, and I'll be quiet. Awesome.
Nice.
So that started right on line. Caught the right center of the green right there. 161 yards carry. That's your blade carry. Excellent. Look at that. Beautiful. Look how tight that is.
Yeah, that's
and
nice.
Isn't that gorgeous?
Yeah.
So you're basically 3 feet from the pin. And when she performs that particular routine, it really, I mean, it tightens up your swing like crazy. I mean, your spray angle goes like that. And it just keeps you finely tuned with the direction that you want to start on.
Yeah.
Move. Now, this is cool.
Yeah.
This is my favorite too, because at one point, I actually went through a spell as a teacher where I was teaching what Sang-Jae Im is doing. When I saw him I'm going, hey,
You used to do that.
did you get that from one of my old students?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's right.
So go ahead and set up, Mu.
Okay.
And what we're doing is that because your experience is a little less than Sav,
Yeah.
you need to have things a little bit better organized in your mind.
That's right. Yeah.
And what it does is that it confirms, so we take our time and confirm the direction,
That's right.
and then we swing from our waggle position.
That's right.
So go ahead and set up.
Okay.
You're doing draw as well, right?
Correct.
Perfect. So we're not looking at the club though, right?
Yeah. Yeah. That's right.
That fits?
Yeah.
And now what you're going to do from there is connect your swing. You're already feeling that at the top of the backswing, you're staying to the left of the intermediate point.
Yeah.
And then you're going to be releasing it there.
Yeah.
And right now, because you're stopped, you can actually take stock of the weight of your arm club unit.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I feel
and
it.
you're getting ready to heave it into that arc, right?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. All right, let's do a couple more.
Yeah. I was just.
Oh, I know.
I was frozen for a bit.
So that's the idea right there, right?
Yeah. That's right. That's the flavor.
So I just wanted to take everybody through that mental exercise.
Right.
So go ahead and do one now.
Okay.
Yes, sir. That's, oh my goodness. That was flush.
Yeah. That was a good throw. Just didn't trap it enough.
So, and this is what's really cool, right? Because
I felt the weight.
all of the elements, all of the elements were absolutely there.
Yeah.
The previous one, because you were all bunched up, you released it at the ball.
Yeah. I was a little stuck.
And that's why you saw an upward angle of attack.
Yeah.
But because you were able to stay with your target,
Yeah.
there's your path from the inside.
Yeah.
Your face was only 1.4 degrees open.
I felt that. Yeah. That's.
And you felt that.
Yeah.
And your brain knows what's missing. You don't have to fix anything.
Yeah.
And you're 3 degrees down.
Yeah.
And you absolutely pasted that in the center of the face.
Yeah. I felt close coming through it.
That was fantastic. So confirm that.
Okay.
Ooh, yeah. Nice draw, Mu. You trapped it, baby.
Yeah. That was toe too.
That's what I thought it said, right?
Yes.
Darn Apple Watches.
Serious.
That's what I thought. It was on the toe. So 7 from the inside, 3 degrees down. Face was, because of toe, you got the gear effect.
Yeah.
The face was actually a little more open.
Yeah.
Because you caught it off the toe and get that, you got a little draw effect on that.
Yeah. It's straightened.
Well, you're just going to have to do one more, buddy.
Yeah. I have to fix. I have to make sure I do it right this time.
I love it, Mu. Look at that. It's
That would-
drawn right back over the freaking flagstick.
Yeah. We just have it. That's fine.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's
that was,
long.
Yeah. That was good. I used a lot of weight on that one.
That is long, man. All right. So
There we go. That's better.
3.8 closed.
Yeah.
7.5 from the end. Look how consistent that is now.
Yeah,
That's what I know. This is
what I
This
need.
is where you need to be right now.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what it's going to do with your driver.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because look at I mean, it's like you're just a 0.2 degrees off in all of your numbers.
Yeah.
And then because you felt what was missing,
Yeah.
and that was 104 miles an hour, and
Yeah.
it was very close to center right here.
I think the stickers are not put in the right place there. Yeah,
Oh, are you telling me I did a bad job with my
No,
dots?
this was me. I did it myself. so
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, it
It
wasn't me.
It was a
Wasn't
rookie
me.
mistake.
All right, let's see what it looks like for a righty now.
All right. Thanks, Shawn.
My pleasure. At one point, I did a nice video entitled "Place or toss Shawn Clement. It was a very pivotal video. A lot of people appreciated that video because I found that when I was getting a little too rambunctious, my backswing was in a state where I didn't know where it was.
Oh.
And I needed to match it up with the direction I wanted to start the ball. And I had to grab a little bit more consciousness of that. I had to be cognizant, hey, is it fit or not? And I realized that it didn't fit. And that was causing a few, backfires.
Yeah.
So we would talk about, like, one of the drills that we had was go as slow as possible in a direction that is wide with right edge. So I got my ball a hair back of center. I get behind my ball, right edge, that fits. Now I can go. So I was able to do my mile markers for direction. So go see a video that's entitled How to Match Your Backswing to Target, Shawn Clement. And the other one is one of my favorites, and this is where I really pace the ball, is when we do the axe drill.
Yeah.
So I get my axe, and I feel the weight of the axe, and I'm going to heave it in a direction that fits. But you notice where I take the axe. I'm already in my takeaway.
Yeah.
That's why Sanjay Ims really works well. But a lot of you don't like it because it takes away a little bit of the momentum that you need in your swing. So that's when I recommend you go to Sav or JT's version of that waggle, okay? And which a lot of other pros like Mike Weir do it really well. So I have my axe, heave the axe, and let the weight of the axe release it into the direction I want to start the ball. And that ball is right there next to the flagstick, right? So if I go back to Sanjay Im, where I can get the best of both worlds. So I go slow takeaway and stop. My eyes are not moving. I can see that the blur of that takeaway matches up with the right side of that intermediate point. What does that look like to you, Sav? Looks pretty good, doesn't it? So, yes, it fits. Now from there, I feel the weight of the arm club unit. Now I'm going to heave my axe and deliver. And that's where I can get the best of both worlds in there. Nice. And what my particular task, my favorite task is spray paint. I pretend I got that paintbrush at the end of my club.
Yeah.
I'm using that G-force to empty my paintbrush, right edge of that, which should basically be between these two targets right here. So that matches. Feel the weight of the paintbrush. Go empty the paintbrush. There it is.
Nice.
Right in the heart. Just split it over the flagstick. Woot woot. So there it is. Fantastic training session for you guys on Premium. And I hope you folks on YouTube really appreciate getting a glimpse of what we're doing. If you want that face-on view, go to wisdomandgolfpremium.com. And for $10 a month, you get the 2 cameras. And next week, we're going to show you how to do the fade with this. And I'm telling you, that's where I know it's really going to help me out. It's going to help you out a ton too with yours, Sav. Really fine-tuning that fade, ball position, and everything else. So all the best, you guys, and we'll see you next week.